Hey everybody, got cut off, but was just finishing up saying how one of my favorite things about the Beatles is that I love how they all can sing in this band, and I think that adds a lot to the music as well as with everything else. Is you get diversity among the vocals. Next up, my favorite Elliott Smith album, Either Or. I think it's his best. I kind of like the more stripped down, lo-fi kind of approach on this album compared with it. Like, I like his later lush stuff, and I mean, Figure Eight's probably my second favorite album, and then EXO. But I think he was at his songwriting peak right here. Because this album filled with classics: Alameda, Rose Parade, Angeles. Just a really great album, and I'm sure you guys all know about Elliott Smith. Next up, the band. This is probably my top 20 favorite albums. They're just really, really, really strong songs. Cross the Great Divide, Rag Mama Rag, Up on Cripple Creek, The Night We Drove Old Dixie Down. And the amount of soul in this album. Like, it's not a soul as in like a soul genre album, but I do think that this album, the songs have a lot of soul in them, and yeah, 4 out of 5 Canadians, except for Levon, but a very American sounding album and a beautiful southern sound. Next up might be my favorite double album of all time, record of all time. Husker Du's and Arcade, of course, their masterpiece. And same thing with the Replacements, Let It Be, as in like the transition album, kind of from their hardcore earlier days to their and they would go on to actually into a more alternative rock sound in the later 80s, but this is their magnum opus, and it's tons and tons of genres. It's not just like a hardcore / like rock album. It's just there's psychedelia, lots of stuff, and like especially for the psychedelic side, Reoccurring Dreams on side 4, the album closer. I think it's like 15 minutes around or something, but I'm just gonna check that out. Yeah, well, 13 minutes and 47 seconds, but I love that closer, and kind of like a big sprawling psychedelic jam. Some people might think aimless, but I don't know, I think it's really good. And Turn on the News too on side 4, such a good song. But this whole album's filled with amazing tracks. Favorite post-rock album of all time? This would be in my top 10 favorite records of all time. And again, I think the favorite among this band for most people is Lift Up Your Skinny Fist Like Tenants to Heaven. But I don't know why. Well, because I find that album's a little bloated. It kind of runs long, but you have like the same amount of goodness, I suppose, in the and a single disc record here, and I really like the apocalyptic theme in this. Every Godspeed record's fantastic, but the first full length is my favorite, and everyone's seen the cool inserts and crap you get with this. This isn't really a record by sorts. It's a live album, but I need to include it. Nirvana, MTV Unplugged, live in New York, This is kind of a cop-out, but I've always loved Nirvana. As for the grunge bands, I like Pearl Jam, but I'm definitely not in love with the band by any means. And I know Nirvana's almost everyone's favorite, but for good reason. And this was just an amazing performance with has some of the best songs, as well as some amazing covers. About a Girl, Come As You Are, Dumb, Holly, On a Plane, Something in the Way, Plateau, and then the covers of like Jesus Doesn't Want Me First and Sunbeam, The Man Who Sold the World, and Where Did You Sleep Last Night? The passion in that song is insane, and like if you watch the video on YouTube, just great. And how can you show Nirvana without showing Pixies? Really, like, when this band came onto the scene, I think they really had a unique sound with, along with like a lot of other bands. But well, unique. Like, there were a lot of unique bands in the 80s, is what I'm saying. But yeah, Black Francis was maybe just before his songwriting peak. It's hard to decide what's a better album between this and Surfer Rosa, but I have to say, like, the difference is definitely production. Like, there's a little more sheen on Doolittle. Did I say what's a better album between this and Doolittle? I don't know if I said Doolittle before, but yeah, there's a little more sheen on Doolittle, and I think I prefer the Albini production. And I mean, Bone Machine, Where's My Mind is on this. Vamos, like the longer version. Gigantic, and even the other songs are all great. But like, really strong album. But this would probably be my favorite, which is why I'm showing it. But because Doolittle, I'm not as big of a fan of like surf music as just the that sound on Surfer Rosa. Probably doing a lot of time. Okay, for the rest, the rest of the albums I'm gonna show all deserve like long mentions and something, and there's even stuff in my shelf I didn't pull out, but I'm just gonna show you a bunch of my other favorites really fast. Not talk about them at all, but Psycho Candy. I was in a lot of people pointed that out in my other video. Well, some people. Talking Heads, Remaining Light. This, of course, Unknown Pleasures. How could you not? Not something I listen to all the time now, but still something I do put on every now and then. The Feelies. This is my favorite Feelies album. It's more laid back than their first, but I kind of like the more subduedness, and I think the songs are in the same quality level. Simon and Garfunkel. I'm sure everybody has Simon and Garfunkel records in the community, but they don't get shown a lot. and it's a shame because they're a fantastic band. Gang of Four, Entertainment, our best by far, and I really like post-punk. I don't listen to a lot of metal, but when I do, Iron Maiden, one of my favorites, and this is good. Fantastic live album, as many of their hits. Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime. It's originally, I think, supposed to be a single album, then inspired by Husker Du's NRK, and yeah, such a great album. Well, it inspired them to like record more songs and make it more of a sprawling album. Johnny Cash. Believe it or not, I put this on quite regularly. I like San Quentin too. I mean, Folsom Prison too, but I think this has some of the better songs and better performances. Cowboy Junkies. This shouldn't really be because it's not one of my top favorites, but still love that record and kind of slowcore goodness. Not kind of slowcore, I guess. Joni Mitchell's Blue. Best female singer-songwriter album of all time, in my opinion. David Bowie's Low. My favorite David Bowie album. Echo and the Bunnymen. I love this record too, but not in the same level as the rest of the ones that it showed. Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. I like this a lot more than some of other Dylan's records. Like some of these even more acclaimed. Like this is so much better, I think, than Highway 61 Revisited. And because same thing, like that consistency that I was talking about earlier. Like there's good flow between that, like the acoustic and the vocals, and good flow between the songs. Okay, well, I guess I'll cut it at that, and hopefully you have an idea of what I like. And next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have a video for. I also really love jazz, and so I'm gonna have a separate video showing some of my jazz favorites. And so stay tuned for that. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Thanks everyone.